Hey everyone, it's Pastor Justin here coming to you with today's CareCast. I've been working on expanding what this CareCast looks like. And one of my thoughts is that not only are we needing to lift up the concerns and joys and celebrations and prayers that we have in our lives for ourselves, others, and the world, but that also we need to work on caring for ourselves and other people. And so, how do we care? How do we have compassion? How do we show concern? What does it mean to work on our own soul? And so today I wanted to enter into this space of you and me and our souls. And what does it mean for us to take care of ourselves? I'm a big fan of Gene Vanier's book, Becoming Human. And Gene was the founder of L'Arc, which a lot of people know around the world. It's a international community that works with folks with intellectual disabilities. It's made famous by Henri Nouwen. And that's who most people associate with that and know from there from back in the day. And so Gene wrote a book called Becoming Human, along with some many other books as well. And there's a lot that Gene Vanier shares that I feel like is something that is more needed today than when he even wrote his books decades ago. He shares this particular thought in the very first chapter of his book, Becoming Human. This is from page 5. The discovery of our common humanity liberates us from self-centered compulsions and inner hurts. It is the discovery that ultimately finds its fulfillment in forgiveness and in loving those who are our enemies. It is the process of truly becoming human. And I want to jump into this and start providing some basis for you and I to think about what does it mean for us to become human. The discovery of our common humanity. And that's the key thing for Gene Vanier's writing and his theology, his beliefs. And what I think we need today more than anything else is that when you and I look out and see someone else, we see someone with common humanity. That when we look in the mirror, that we see ourselves as someone with common humanity, with dignity, with a deep sense that this person matters, whether they are the person looking at you in the mirror or the person staring back at you from a whole nother body and soul and set of eyes. That when we look, we go, wow, look at that marvelous creation that God has created, shaped, formed, and made. And when we discover that common sense of humanity, it liberates you and me from two particular things: our self-centeredness, our self-centered compulsions, these compulsions that drive us towards self-focus and self-centeredness, towards selfishness, these compulsions that make us put on warrior armor to protect ourselves, these compulsions that send us in a frenzy of anxiety and fear into the world. These compulsions that send us down a rabbit hole of depression and then addiction and all the many ways that we cope with that. And our inner hurts, our trauma, all of the drama that you and I have lived through and that has gotten in a real messy bundle up inside of you and me. When we discover the dignity of our common humanity, it liberates us from these self-centered compulsions and these inner hurts. It is the discovery of that common humanity that ultimately finds its fulfillment in forgiveness, forgiving of the self, because God has already forgiven us. Forgiving others because God has already forgiven them. Forgiveness, because that is the work that is needed to look at someone else and go, of course, they have the capacity to hurt because they also have the capacity to heal. And rather than looking at those capacities and going, wow, why didn't the person use their capacity for good? We look at them and go, wow, you are capable of so much good. And so I want to bring that out in you. I want to see that for you. I want us to both experience our common humanity together. And in loving those who are our enemies. What does it mean for us to look around our world that's full of division and strife, that's full of tribalism, that is full of this bifurcated nature where we just divide into left and right, blue and red, me and not me, them over there versus us, and go, you know what? I'm going to reach across the breach, friends. I'm going to see and acknowledge that our common humanity together. And in that humanizing comes forgiveness. In that humanizing comes me putting aside my fears, my judgments, my hate, my anger, my anxieties, my fears, my suspicions. And instead getting curious and extending a certain type of trust, a certain type of vulnerability, and going, what if they are as human as we are? This is the process of truly becoming human. My friends, I hope that as we are in this CareCast over the next many weeks and months, we will have moments where we dive into these, what I consider to be foundational concepts for us to have care for ourselves and care for others. And along the way, we'll continue to be lifting up our prayer requests, our cares, our concerns, our joys, our celebrations before God. Thanks for joining me today. It has been great having you in these videos. My hope is that you will see us tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.